Welcome back to the GSL. We've got a lot of fans here. Some of them are shyer than others.
I love it. Every single time we get a shot of a girl, it's like the head drops or there's some sign magically appearing in front of her face.
Sometimes I feel like I get to know some of the fans who come here very often. Like, for example, that girl who was just in the camera who hit her face actually has been here a few times recently. And it's cool to see like a fan who recently just started watching for the first time and started to come to the studio and now is a regular. It's just cool to see that transition. I'm like, wow, like people are really getting into the scene who don't even know anything about it. So that's always amazing to see. Now, obviously, Zenio is going to play against the winner of our next match. Will be Alicia against SC. So either way, it's a tough opponent. We're going to take a look at our other stream really quick to give you guys an update on what's going on over there. By the looks of things, it's 0-0 against Yu-Gi-Oh! And Virus, and a very even game by the looks of things.
Yeah, exactly. We just had a Baneling Nest completing for Yu-Gi-Oh! And he is, well, it's the first game in the best of 3, so it's still 0-0. We have the tech now for Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. And the thing that I really love about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that he's kind of creative with his builds. He likes to get, for example, against Protoss, he loves those proxy hatcheries that he's using quite a lot. And a nice SimCity at his expansion, a nice usage of the Spinecrawlers and the Baneling Nest in order to prevent Hellions from streaming in. I like it. Slightly ahead in the Harvest account too. Oh, and there's the attack by Virus.
Yeah,
he's
so
messing
really
up for an attack.
That tough timing attack to defend, even with the Banelings, with Stim out and this many Hellions. He doesn't have Baneling speed, doesn't even have a lair yet.
Is he able to get in there, at least take down the Hellions? He kills a lot, but the Marines still go strong. The Zerglings trying to clean everything up, and the Queen's targeting down the Medivacs. One of the the money Baneling!
I think he tried to target another Baneling and something went wrong there, man. I don't even know why he threw away his Hellions. The control for Virus here, embarrassingly bad. He shouldn't have lost the Hellions or the Marines, to be quite frank.
I have to say, Clock Kingdom is a map where it's kind of rough for the Zerg player to establish that third and to secure it, but with the win that Yu-Gi-Oh! Just got against Virus in this encounter, I think he'll be able to stabilize on 3 bases, and this is pretty tough for Virus. He tries to go for some kind of drop play in order to do some damage, but I'm not quite sure if that's going to be successful, especially with the Spinecrawler.
So. Yeah, I don't think this drop's going to accomplish a whole lot.
Anyway, he's going to be able to
he's going to drop in the main so he can actually hit some of these workers and then run into the main. I like that, but it's not going to accomplish a whole lot.
Oh, the Medivac has to be very, very careful. It's going to be close. Oh, I don't like it at all. Wolf might die. Oh, using a lot of Banelings in order to take it down.
Yeah,
and the Queen is gone. The Medivac only like 6 HP and the Queen is not available anymore to deliver the final shot.
Yeah, the Marine is going to work on some of those drones. In the meantime, you can see a second factory is being added. Siege mode is finishing up. There goes the Medivac. Spire is started. Look at the upgrades for Yu-Gi-Oh! Though. He's going for that very Stefano-esque style. Double upgrades. He's got 2-2 on the way, and 1-1 is on the way for our Terran player, Virus. So he's looking ahead, actually, in general, but you guys can tune into our B stream to watch that.
I actually think that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to win this.
I think so.
I feel like he has the capabilities of taking
definitely is ahead.
whole match. Yeah, he's already ahead in the first game. So if he doesn't make any major mistakes, he should be able to win it.
I think he's a better player than Virus in general as well.
I agree.
Here are our players we're going to see right now. Now, notice Alicia's ranking is 35 compared to the 14 of SC. Now, SC has been around a lot longer, and he's been in Code S. He's been all around. And I have to say about SC is I have like almost cried listening to this guy's story, man, with his collapsed lung. He doesn't have any control over when it happens to him. He has to go to the hospital. It's extremely painful. He stays in the hospital for weeks and then comes back and trains. He's got to learn the new metagame, everything that's changed since he's been in the hospital. And he still just does it, man. He does it, and he does it well, and he wins. This guy is an inspiration. He's so young. He's so talented. He never gives up. And he is an awesome, awesome player to just look up to, I have to say.
Antigua Shipyard is going to be the first map between SC and his opponent, Alicia. Alicia, looking a little bit awkward there, but he's a really nice guy. I met him the first time when I came to Korea and watched my first Code A qualifier, and he's a pretty cool guy.
I'll never forget the time when Alicia played during that summer season of GSL. I think it was GSL July, and he had that crazy makeup on, man. I'll never forget that. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I actually don't.
There was a season, GSL July, where all the players had this makeup on that made them look like they were tanned or something, but they all looked really goofy, and man, Alicia was like he was the goofiest one of that season. It's always, I remember whenever I see Alicia sitting in the booth and like smiling and looking kind of funny, I'm like, I remember you once looked even funnier than this.
He was really nervous when he played his Code A qualifier. I was there with the camera and trying to catch some players from a point of view where you can actually see their mouse and their keyboard, and I asked him as well, and he was like, later, too nervous now. He's a really nice guy. He is a very cheery guy as well, but I feel that he has a tough road ahead of him. SC is certainly no pushover. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading into the first game. Alicia against SC, and here we are on Antigua Shipyard. Right side of the map in the red color, we have our Protoss player. It is
Slayers Alicia.
Starting for Team Slayers. And, well, his opponent is starting to the left side, cross position on Antigua Shipyard. We have in the blue color the Terran player named
MVP SC.
Yep, and SC, I think, definitely the favorite to take this match.
It's always so funny. We have Street Fighter voice just giving the best. There is always like the player name, like Killer Alicia, and then comes Wolf. Yep.
It's true,
they
man.
put so much effort in it, and then you go like, yep.
Well, I just want to confirm that, man. Look at that. The fans agree, though. SC very favorite to win this match.
Yeah, I think so too. SC is definitely a really strong player. You just mentioned that he dropped down from Code S, while Alicia is struggling a little bit establishing himself in Code A. But still, we have a Terran versus Protoss now, and lately a lot of Terran players have been struggling against Protoss.
Yeah, that's very true. With the new upgrade style, a lot of Terrans have really struggled to deal with that. Oops, Alicia not quite reacting with his probe there once he saw the wall off his grenade. And actually, that's all he needed to see, I suppose, in his mind. Okay, he's going to go back in there and double check. Yeah, if he had gone up there immediately, he could have really done some damage to that depot.
Yeah, that's one of the most funniest things that is actually happening sometimes, when one player just slows down the depot in order to block, but pulls the SCV off in order to complete another building, and then suddenly the probe or the drone or whatever the scouting unit is just starts to attack the depot, and the depot dies. It is so funny.
I've never seen it actually die, but that is stressful, man.
I've seen it a couple of times, and it's just a moment where you look at it and you're like, oh my god, that didn't happen, did it?
Well, the command switch can be made on the low ground here for SC. He's got 2 Marines out. He's going to start a bunker pretty soon. And by the looks of things for Alicia, I think he's actually just going to do a 1 barracks expand. He is chrono boosting his units out now. Did spend 1 chrono on his warp gate research, but that's pretty standard, even if you do the 1 barracks or 1 gate expand. See if he goes for the Nexus before second Stalker. Looks like he's not, because he used that chrono. He's probably going to make a second Stalker first. So he wants to pressure his opponent. He's not making the second Stalker, so that's good for his Nexus timing, but it was kind of an awkward chrono there where it didn't really affect things too much. This does happen sometimes.
The one thing that SC has to pay attention to lately, especially with Protoss players, that's the Nexus, by the way. We've seen a lot more Warp Prism play, so it's not only about defending.
Wow, I did not expect this.
Not at all. Not only is he building a 3rd base, but he is pretty sneaky about it at that.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
no
really
bunker yet, so he could actually kill 2 or 3 of these Marines.
Oh, and he will. One of the Marines is already dead. The second one about to die. This Stalker is doing a ton of damage, taking down another Marine. He's losing hit points now, retreating, but
Not a good trade. I feel in this. I think he could have gotten out without losing any hit points on the Stalker. Bit of a miss micro there, but the pressure is okay. Against Terran, this is something that people have not realized yet. Even pro gamers don't know this. It's something that a lot of people have been talking about in Korea, especially, is against Terran, it doesn't help often to kill workers, but it does help to kill units, because with the Mule there, the worker count is much less significant than your opponent's army count, and with the amount of damage these units, the Marine and the Marauder, can output so quickly, if you can keep your opponent's unit count low, their army count low, that's much more important than, for harassment than killing the worker. So I feel like the trade there was okay, but I would have liked to see it micro better.
We still don't see the refinery. With the 3rd base that he built, obviously SC is now focusing a lot on his minerals, because he needs to make sure that he's able to defend. His tech will be very delayed, and at the same time he's now upgrading his orbital command. I talked to a lot of Terran players about it, and because there is always a little bit this Well, just thinking going on that, you should, for example, what do you do with your mules? Do you call down the mules at your hidden expansion? Do you call them down into your main base? And a lot of players just said that they actually prefer calling the mules down at the ninja expansion, even though it's gonna be a tell when the Proto scouts the main base that there are no mules available, that there might be a hidden expansion. But if you go for the hidden expansion, you kind of realize that your opponent at some point will detect it. Yeah. So you try to harvest as many minerals as possible before it's taken out.
Very true. Because if you, for example, if you use more of your mules at your natural, then you have less minerals there, and you won't be able to expand further away necessarily. This 4-gate pressure by Alicia is a little bit weird. It works quite well against someone who does this heavy barracks follow-up, but for some reason SC has realized what's going on. He must have scouted this in some way, and I think he's actually going to be perfectly fine against this. There's so many sentries in the composition. The sentries are going to be able to force field, yes, but against that marine count, they're not going to be very useful attacking-wise.
Yeah, the marine count is insane, and here he comes walking up the ramp. Guardian Shield is ready. Immediately the force fields preventing the SCVs from repairing, but there are marines everywhere, and the zealots, they die. The bunker is still going strong with 2 or 3 SCVs repairing nonetheless. He needs to back off, and Alicia getting a nose bloody and has to retreat a bit.
I think Alicia lost like 5 zealots in that push. Did not kill a single worker, nor did he kill even the bunker. He actually accomplished nothing with that. Yeah. A weird timing. Now SC has 3 orbitals up, and his opponent has enough marines, so actually he should have chased those sentries down and fought, in my opinion. SC is just being a little bit safe and passive now, but he's almost in an unlosable position now. He's got 3 mining bases up. The only thing he's behind in is tech, kind of, because there's double forge finishing, but I do not understand the decision making there by Alicia. He should have seen that many marines backed up. He's going to go for a second one, and that's even crazier than before, Kaldor.
Exactly, he can't do anything about it. He knows there's a huge amount of marines already, so why just go in a second time? He must realize that he has no chance of breaking through this bunker and all the marines at all. And time is not working in SC's favor. He has just such a great income, and he's calling down mule after mule, building more SCVs at his hidden expansion. Alicia has no idea that there's a 3rd base. This is going to be horrible for him.
Yeah, Alicia had a worker count lead because of Chrono Boost, but as time has gone on with that 3rd base, SC is able to surpass that. Plus the triple mules, each mule is worth about 6 SCVs, so I mean, it's crazy. He is going to finally go and check for this base now, but it's going to be too late. Even if he has to lift it and pull his SCVs, if he loses every SCV, it's been worth it for him. Robotic support bay is on the way, and then again, because SC is teched so slowly here, there is going to be a timing with a few Colossi where very few Vikings, if any at all, are out.
Alicia just realized that there are way too many marines, that there are no gas units whatsoever, so he has realized there is something wrong, and that's why he sends out the Zealot. But here comes the army for SC, and as you said, he lifts the orbital command, he retreats with his SCVs, and he will be able to save every single one of them. He's not gonna lose anything.
SC is gonna kill him. I just want to say this, like, Alicia's dead, man.
The timings work perfectly. He has combat shield, he will have stim, we have concussive shell being ready in only a few seconds, and this is just a huge bio army.
This is going to be disgusting, man. Like, cover your children's eyes at home. That scan is like, oh, he is so dead. He like commentates his own game. He's like, Alicia will not hold this.
Well, he's putting on a lot of pressure, and SC could just place his expansion down to 3rd base, that is. Is he stimming up the ramp? No, he is not. He can use the moves.
He doesn't have stim yet.
But a lot of force fields being used already. He has a couple of sentries, so he can afford them. But if he's pressuring up the ramp, and there it is, he can kill a lot of these stalkers. But
he actually may be able to hold this. Yeah. He's got the Immortal out there, and
the Colossus is going to hit very soon.
Does he have 1-1 yet? Yeah, okay, so he does have 1-1. Alright, that's really important to note as well. Because I was like, well, those units are just not dying as quickly as I thought they would. Yeah, so now SC is going to be able to... He saved his command center. What's he going to do with it? Will he put it in the center to try to secure the center position, or will he take the one... It looks like he's going to take the one at the bottom, which will be spotted by this pylon. I'm really surprised that SC was not able to secure a victory with that push. I think the stim was just a little bit off, and obviously there were a lot of force fields there. But
he had a ton of sentries, so it was not easy getting up this ramp, and we already had 1-1 upgrades. He even has the second Colossus out in just a few seconds. Extended Thermal Lance is going to finish. So this poses a little bit of a threat to the bio army of SC. We have him on 3 bases now, and Alicia is trying to establish a 3rd base on his own. He needs the 3rd Nexus in order to keep up with his opponent's economy now.
I feel like right now SC is in a little bit of trouble in some ways because of the upgrades, and also his opponent's got Colossi. He's making medevacs now. He doesn't have any of those yet.
His tech is just behind.
Yeah.
His tech is really behind. That's the one thing that I mentioned earlier. While focusing on the minerals in order to deal with his opponent push early on, he was not able to get the gas count that he needed in order to start his tech. Finally, he's getting a lot more medivacs. He's starting with a +1 armor upgrade. His armory is ready, but in tech matters, we have Alicia on 3 Colossus, extended thermal lens, +2/+2 going to finish. Blink is ready, charge halfway done.
The upgrades are good, man. That much is very true. This is a really tough position for SC in some ways, but I feel like he's not asserting his advantage in army size enough. He can get a really nice concave and engage his opponent even without Vikings, but he's not doing it. Look at that army. Look at how small it is. And the Zealots weren't even in position. He could have engaged that, but he decided not to. And I'm starting to worry for him here a little bit.
He has decent Viking count by now. The problem, I feel, is that on 3 bases with the Templar Archive done, when we see Storm and Colossi as a combination, and then the Bioforce is under so much pressure, and I don't think that SC will survive a fight, so he needs to find a timing where he can attack his opponent without running into Storms and being attacked by the Colossi at the same time.
Yeah, I feel that timing may have passed. I mean, Storm is already on the way. SC is still not attacking, his Viking count very low, but he had it when there were only 2 Colossi out, even as the 3rd one popped. With only Stalkers in that one big clump of units, he saw it. I feel like he could have taken more advantage of the situation. Now, he is kind of barreling his way through the fort, but now he's like, well, I feel more secure now that I have 2 Vikings in the mix. I'm like, well, SC, I don't know. I think this time you're actually in a worse position than you were before. He still has the army to potentially engage, but he's being so passive here, and that passivity is allowing the +3/3 upgrades to get closer and closer, as well as Storm. I like this choice. It's one thing he can do to kind of draw his opponent back.
Storm will be done very soon. He's swapping in High Templars now. And I completely agree with you, Wolf. This is looking bad for SC now. He needs to have the perfect engagement if he wants to take down his opponent's forces. Storm is done. And wow, charge as well. So this is going to be a big problem for SC. Alicia might just take the game. This is going to be one big fight. Nice. Having a cannon there, doing a good job, at least delaying the attack a little bit and giving him the time that he needs in order to defend against it.
Yep, you see him gonna have to do battle with these Zealots. And SC not flanking, not even killing the rocks at the 3rd base during this. So, just, this drop was not even very effective. He's chasing the Zealot, he's not even killing probes. Kills 2 probes.
The Marines finally get picked off on Blink in with the Stalkers. And if he chrono boosts his Forge, then he will have 3/3 upgrades very soon. SC is trying to establish another base, but let's face it, he only has 2 Ghosts, and if not for the perfect engagement, the perfect unit split, and really nice micro, Alicia should be able to handle this army of SC.
I think so, man. He doesn't even have the Mobius reactor, so the 2 Ghosts that are about to pop out are not going to get the energy upgrade. It's going to be 3/3 against 2-1. Just for a moment, and then shortly afterwards 2-2. He's going to throw away some SCVs here.
If he attacks now with this upgrade lead, and he is, no.
But he does have a good concave on top of that ramp. It does not make sense for him to try to attack that. And Alicia, and I don't know if I like this move by Alicia. He does have that upgrade lead, but this is an awkward position to engage.
Blinking in, trying to snipe his opponents. Vikings, nice concave by SC. What are you doing, Alicia? He is running right into the trap.
Well, not even a stim by SC, pure patience here. Snipes, gets a Templar, will be able to get potentially the 2nd one. Oh, things looking really bad for Alicia.
The positioning of Alicia was so bad in the last engagement.
Oh, absolutely terrible. And SC actually it wasn't even as much so bad for Alicia as it was good for SC. It's a great place for Storms, but does he have any? It doesn't look like it. Now he's going to try to draw so many EMPs.
What EMP! Awesome! And the Colossi are from behind trying to deal out the damage, but the Vikings, one shot, two shot the Colossi. Look at the army of Alicia just getting manhandled. This is awful. He has such a great army composition, but the positioning is awful, and SC, he positions his own unit so well, takes down the Colossus, negates the Storms with beautiful EMPs. Very well done by SC. Alicia, oh, I can't believe he should have won the fight. At least he should have dealt a lot more damage. We even have the mana mules. The base is gone. The third died.
Look at the minerals for SC. He's just got so much money.
The positioning in the middle of the map was just so bad. SC was trying to split his army in order to have the perfect concave to attack Alicia from two sides.
And he did, man.
And Alicia just clumped up his units, caught the EMPs. There was not a single storm. I think there was one storm that didn't even hit, and the rest of the High Templars got immediately EMP'd.
It was like SC stuck his hand out with like a sugar cube in it, and Alicia, man, he just went right into the hand, and SC just crushed the army, man. He had like the perfect concave, the perfect arc. He begged Alicia to come in there and then surrounded him, man.
And Alicia, he should have won it. I mean, he had 3 upgrades against 2-1. He had Storm, he had Colossi, everything. But this was really bad. And now with 200 supply against 151, there are drops going on in the main base once again. The warp in is there, but at the same time the main army is on its way. SC on 4 bases against 3 mining.
I'm disappointed that SC is not killing the rocks and going for an attack on the Nexus. But either way, he is pressuring here. He's just not making this too strong. He's just harassing with the drop and microing it, but not doing anything else.
And in the meantime, SC caught up in his upgrades. He is on 3 attack upgrades. The plus 3 armor upgrade is going to be done in a few seconds. While Alicia is now even... Alicia's focusing on the shield upgrades now. He's going double the Colossus production. But I'm not quite sure if it's going to be enough. You mentioned the huge mineral amount of minerals banked up, and we are at 4,500 for SC.
What is going on? Why is SC not multitasking here? He's just attacking. He's just trading. Alicia is losing a lot of units here, but I mean, he could be doing so much more with this. He's going to catch the Colossus.
Wow. Killing the Colossus without a problem at all. 190 supply against 163. And you're right, you should try to take down the third base once again, kill the rocks, try to sneak in, but now the Cybernetics core is done. Here come the High Templars. Are they going to be sniped? Nice split so far.
That was a pretty good hit. It wasn't able to really stay. It didn't have any staying power. Well,
not the best EMP.
EMP as the ghost died. I wonder how that exactly worked out. It looks like the drop will finally be cleaned up. But look at Alicia's supply. He's actually able to he's closed the gap somewhat between the 2 players. But SC, man, he is just
he's close to 5,000 minerals now. He can just rebuild his army.
These EMPs and go, and that's finally looks like he's gonna do here. Yeah.
There they are, beautiful EMPs, beautiful by SC, and he's targeting down the Colossus. That stim in by SC. Alicia is losing supply. He's dropping below 100 now. Type GG leaves the game. Game number 1 ends in favor of SC.
Well, that was a very unusual game, to say the least. I thought SC was just going to win with that push. The upgrades were better, though, for his opponent, and he had enough sentries to hold. And then from there, SC kind of dropped certain points in the game, and I think that it's even noticeable here in this conversation with Coach Shui, where he's like, oh man, that was a lucky game for me. I was glad I was able to get that one engagement for me. And Alicia's probably going, well, it was just that one engagement for me that really messed things up. And every Protoss knows it's actually the biggest frustration with PvT, I think probably from not only a player's perspective, but also a spectator's perspective, is how one engagement, one poor positioning can end the game in TvP. Because there are several factors like concussive shells, slow down units, you can't really retreat, the DPS of the Marauder, EMP, all those things. One poor engagement, your Vikings are going to kill the Colossi. The Colossi aren't getting away. That's not going to happen. It's just, you have to be so careful. And Alicia was so neglecting of how to control his army at that moment. His Zealots were in the back, his Colossi were just up in the front, ready to take Viking shots. His Storms weren't ready, his Templar just got sniped and EMP'd. He just did not control that at all.
And Alicia just walked out into the middle of the map. We had SC in this beautiful position on the high ground, and then suddenly he already split his army, so that Alicia kind of walked into the trap, clumped up everything. And you mentioned it, he didn't even have to stim. SC didn't stim at all. He was just standing there and was like, okay, well, if you actually want to attack right here, I can take you down from, can take you on from 2 sides. But he lost way too much. The EMPs were beautiful, no storms whatsoever. He negated all the area of effect damage, and well, in the end, Alicia just not able to beat SC, and we are heading into the second match, which is going to be Crossfire.
Yeah, Crossfire. As I mentioned several times on cast recently, this is the last season you will see Crossfire, so if you're a fan, Shin Peak's a big do, then take a good look. It's going to be gone.
And you're quite happy about it, aren't you?
I am quite happy about it, to say the least. It's going to be tough for Alicia to win on this map, though, and he's already down a game, so that first game, you know, we didn't mention it earlier. I forgot to mention this. It's so important. Going on Crossfire, it's a tough thing to do. It's not something you're going to want to play, and Alicia's known from the beginning, I've got these 3 maps. I got to win game 1 because Crossfire is going to be the tough map for me. And now he's going to be sitting in his booth stressed out because he's got to win on this map against SC, who's very good against Protoss. A tough position for the Chosen One here.
Yeah, it's going to be a really, really tough match now. He is fighting an uphill battle, and we are headed into the game. We are back after a few seconds. This is Alicia against SC.